I told him not to enter the stage, but he doesn't listen to notes. Christian Borle.
I like to keep it real informal.
And real cash.
I'm not even cross my leg.
Okay, so let's first, for the Periscope people, let's just have the face off and get it over with. Dare challenge these ones?
No, I wouldn't.
Think it that way. Alright, so right now, you know, Christian's starring on Broadway in Something Rotten. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Borle, first of all, what kind of last name is Borle? What the hell is that?
It's Swiss French.
It's Swiss French. Oh, okay, I'll
the
buy
French
that.
part of Switzerland, if that wasn't clear by the phrase.
No, it was clear. It was just bland. Now let me ask you, is that where you're?
Heart. I don't know.
Oh God, that's Periscope. It's so you guys just watch. Wow, what's that? That's not Periscope. That's just a giant. Okay, wait. So now you're saying that your grandparents are from there, or like 85 generations?
My
back?
father actually moved
Literally?
to the United States at the age of 33.
Don't you mean 33?
Oh, nice.
Yes, so I am, whatever that makes me.
So he moved you at 33, so he had you when he was older than 33. You were born here?
Correct.
So
I was conceived on American soil.
To be next year.
It was a stormy night in Pittsburgh. Oh, no, it was really quite beautiful.
What's your father's first name? Like Françoise?
Andre.
Oh, well then I
Andre Bernal.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did you grow up in the chez toi, parler français?
No, sadly we didn't. He didn't make
My
us
father was like, I'm American now.
in a way. I took French all through school, but he didn't make us speak it, and I regret that actually. It's all gone away.
What about, would you hear him like arguing with his like sisters on the phone in French?
No, they had a very loving relationship.
Okay, I think it's literally my iPhone that just dinged. So guys, please turn off your iPhones. They're charging over there. Okay, so you actually grew up in Pittsburgh?
I did.
And did you go to Carnegie Mellon?
I did.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a second.
Great.
So when you were growing up, what were you obsessing about? You wanted one of those, like, I wanted to be a baseball player until I was 19, and then I did a musical. One of those people.
That's a good me, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I was a comic book nerd and a Star Wars nerd.
When you see comic books, not the comic books I loved, you weren't like Richie Rich and Archie, right? You were like
When I was
Spider-Man.
younger, yes, I remember those particular comics being tied to the tree around Easter time. This is true, by the way.
You would get an Easter tree?
They would hide stuff all over the yard, and I had like Richie Rich comics like tied to a tree branch. It's a very...
Why do Christians have the most amazing holidays? And we have fast all day,
We had comics tied to tree branches.
all inside the street park. Like, it's so depressing on holidays. Okay, so you read that when you were a kid, but then when you were older, you became obsessed with what, like Marvel and bullshit like that?
Yeah. It started with G.I. Joe, the G.I. Joe comic book. This is fascinating.
It is to me because it's so nothing I was ever interested in. G.I. Joe, what else?
Yeah, and that was it. And Star Wars, and then in high school, yes, it's the sophomore year of high school. Then the musical boom happened.
But when you were saying comic books, did you also like? Would you also make your own?
I wanted to be a comic book artist, so I would go to play practice with a yellow sketch pad, and I would set it down. They would rehearse. And it was time for me to do my thing. I'd take my little retainer out and go. Say oh Annie, and then I'd come back and draw RoboCop. These were heady times.
What was your what was the made-up character you made up? Like, did you have like a?
I did. I had a couple. One was Grimm, who was just Rorschach from The Watchmen, and the other was the Shadow Master, which I actually created with Tunde Adebimpe from TV on the Radio, who went to high school with me.
His name is Tunde?
Tunde Adebimpe. He's the front man for TV on the Radio.
Is that a band?
It's a very popular band. Yeah. Anyway, he was amazing.
Show.
We were presidents of the Dark Knight Society together, and together
You
with
were
our
the only two members.
pretty much. Same with the Ed Grimley Club. I was the president and co-founder.
Yeah, I totally was in.
Yeah.
Wait, so the two of you created what was Shadow Man's?
We created the Shadow Master, who could control shadows.
But how? Like, I'm gonna stab you. There's a shadow behind you. Oh my god! No, I'm not gonna stab you.
Living shadows can do a lot of damage. He had like a
living
staff.
shadow. Oh,
You know. Yeah.
work.
But if my shadow suddenly engulfed you in darkness.
Well, it's not called a shadow. It's called
A shadow.
Yeah.
What is that?
But that's a shadow. But a shadow, it can't move. You're saying it's separate from
He
the
was
actual
a
person.
master of shadows.
Okay, cut. 100% out. Okay, so what was the first big part you had?
Will Parker in Oklahoma.
You never did chorus though? before that?
Nope. Right to Will Parker.
What grade?
Kansas City.
Sophomore year.
Wow, was it a scandal?
It was an outrage.
Call back.
No, I was 4'11" and I had like a skate rat hairdo and like a dangly Gumby earring.
In what grade?
And 10th grade.
You were 4'11" in 10th grade?
I was 4'11" through junior year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And had a retainer?
And a dangly Gumby earring. Yeah.
Tell me about all your girlfriends.
My first girlfriend was Ado Annie.
In the show, dear.
My first kiss ever was in front of Mr. Brill in the choir room. We were rehearsing Act 2, and we got to that point. He said, "Okay, kiss." And I turned beet red, like I probably am now, and that was it. And then we dated for a while.
But were you like
college? No kidding. Yeah.
And then what was your next big role?
I was the... Excuse me.
I know, it's so cramped. Everything's a fire hazard here, it's all good.
I played the title role in Meredith Wilson's The Music Man.
Brava, how
More
was
of
your
a music
rapping?
boy.
Was your, oh yeah, the
Yeah.
tiniest?
Yes.
Wait, was Winthrop really taller than you? You...
Yes, and my voice hadn't changed, and so I had to sing 76 trombones.
Change the melody, that's amazing.
That was really good. Really strong. There's a whole society of high school Harold Hills out there. A lot of my good friends played Harold Hill in high school.
James Snyder.
For example, he paints.
Oh my god, it's the most amazing.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with his voice.
Yeah.
Who else played?
One of my best friends, Joe Farrell. One of my friends that I went to college with, Michael Hollick. I mean, it's a question you should just ask.
I was never interested. I remember my chord teacher being like, "You're gonna love this song," and listen to it, and I was like, "Where's the singing?" Like I was never interested in that role.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
It was
like,
built around Robert Preston. Have you ever read But He Doesn't Know the Territory?
yes, the most amazing book ever.
It is an incredible book written by Meredith Wilson about the process of writing The Music Man. It's available via Amazon.com. And it is, give yourself the gift. It's like 100 pages. You'll read it in an afternoon. It is incredible.
So inspiring because you realize like how what's the word, breaking, not boundary breaking, how cutting edge he was when he was like, I want to do a scene that weirdly segues to a song, you don't know if it's beginning or not. Like, I mean, it was so cutting edge, that show. And also what I was obsessed with the most is that it's so good for you creative people out there, like the gypsy you run through, and everyone's like, it's amazing. And then you heard people being like, yeah, because it was to an inside Broadway audience, no one else will like it. And then it went out of town, I was like, it's amazing. And you literally heard people be like, well, because it's out of town, New Yorkers won't like it. And then it went on Broadway, and people still hate it. And it makes you go like, oh my god, no one will ever love everything you do. Or even if they do love it, they're still gonna be mean about it. It was really, I was like, if Music Man is dished, like everything will be dished. You know what I mean? It was really inspiring. Now, why did you read it? Because you were playing the role?
I read it just this last year because a friend of mine told me about it and said it was one of the most wonderful books he'd ever read. And I love the, my two favorite things of how defensive he gets about like the barbershop quartet of it all. And he basically was like, barbershop quartet has never appeared on stage before. You may think it has, but then he defends why these guys are the real thing. And then he couldn't crack Winthrop. Winthrop for a while was a developmentally challenged kid, and they couldn't figure out how to make it work. And then there was also a kid in the chorus of Wells Fargo Wagon that had the lisp. And then somebody said, give Winthrop the lisp. And that was it.
I love these shows that are so perfect, and then you realize that, oh, it actually wasn't written perfectly. Yes. Like it's so fascinating, like the machinations. I love backstage Broadway books. Okay, so when you graduated, at that point you were like, peace out comic books, hello Broadway.
I never gave up comic books. I just went to the comic store yesterday and picked up a stack like that.
But it's never Richie Rich and Archie. It's all. To this day, that's what I still read, and I'm not joking.
Not anymore. How is Archie these days? Didn't he go through like a major, like, did they try to do something fancy?
There's a lot of annoying changes. Well, first of all, he has a gay friend, which is nice, but the character of the gay friend is, he's a gay friend. It's like, not any actual character, but it's nice that they added that. And then they sort of show you how he dies. So, like, you sort of know, like, I guess, and he, by the way, dies defending his gay friends. I'm like, blah, blah, but I don't really want to know that he died.
Archie?
Yes, as a kid. Like, when he's 30 or something. Yeah, and they're like, now we get to show you, like, what happens to him, like, 10 years later. I'm like, it's so depressing. So, yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah, and they're just anything to sell a comic book.
Wow.
Wait, so you're Carnegie
Know
Mellon.
your audience, you know?
Exactly, I don't want him to die. So, Carnegie Mellon, I heard, is mean and cutthroat. What was it like for you?
It was tough. It actually was tough. My best friend freshman year got cut. We were going to be roommates sophomore year.
Oh my god.
And had to change that plan.
What happened? Did he go into acting?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Your best friend.
No. For you. He's a very sweet guy.
The end of that relationship.
I never said I was warm.
We're loyal.
That's right. Tell me your name again. It was a tough place, but I was too young to kind of be afraid of it, because I started school at 17, and then turned 18 like within the first.
When's your birthday?
October 1st.
Oh, okay.
And I was too naive to kind of know any better, so I just had fun rolling around on the floor for 4 years.
But didn't they bust you? I thought they loved to like break you down and build you up again.
Yeah.
What was the thing that they kept busting you for? Stop doing blah blah blah.
Stop being so shallow and no, I don't know. I had really great teachers, and it took me 3 years to really figure out what I was doing there, and then a great senior year. And the thing that I think the thing that I learned there, and if I ever talk to students, college for me was learning how to learn. So you don't leave college kind of fully formed. You leave with the tool of knowing how to come to the city and then really learn from the best.
I don't know what it is. Let's just acknowledge it.
That's my freshman year roommate.
Exactly. I have him behind this wall. It's amazing. I like that theory. Now, what about horrible leagues when you audition for agents and then you find out like your friends got and you didn't? Like, what was the deal after that?
Well, I did, of course, a scene from Reservoir Dogs, and then sang 16 bars of All I Need Is the Girl, and I believe I was wearing a vest.
Was it bedazzled?
I wish.
Well, speaking of All I Need Is the Girl, let me go back for a second. Is that when you started dancing, Carnegie Mellon? Or you danced before
Yes,
that?
we actually had a great dance program there, and there was a teacher that came in named Jose Mayer from Alvin Ailey, and when he came in sophomore year, he opened up all of our hips. And
That's name dropping.
No, he was an amazing teacher, and so he got all of us kind of dancing a little more. And so it was only through that 4 years of dance training that that's pretty much it.
So that's how you. So that you never took tap or anything when you were a kid?
No,
Brava. Okay, so during leagues, when you did your amazing scene from Reservoir Dogs.
it was so bad.
Yeah, where's the comedy, by the way? Like, you're a comedian, like...
I did something else that was funny. I don't remember what it was.
Reservoir Cats. Okay, and then they were like, what?
Oh no, it was a bizarre rape scene from Eric the Viking. Do you remember that weird movie?
No, dear.
It's like there were some Monty Python characters in it. Google it. It's a weird movie, and we decided to do this hilarious scene. It wasn't very funny.
Crickets?
Yeah.
And did you get an agent or
I did, actually.
Oh, it actually worked?
Yes, it did. And they were lovely to me for a very long time.
So what was your first... Did you have your equity card yet?
Yes, I did.
Doing what? Pittsburgh Civil Opera?
I did West Virginia Public Theater. I played Huck Finn in Big River.
Oh.
Which I loved so much.
I love that show.
God,
How was your
show.
A at the end of Muddy Water?
Wide open.
Thingy.
There was none of this happening.
You just spin a thing. It's all good. And then, so then you got your agent. Did you move to New York City right away?
I did.
Did you have any money?
I made a little money from the summer, and my parents were very generous and helped me move. They were very supportive. And
Did you have 1,000 roommates?
I had 2 roommates, Matt Stokey and Jeff Edgerton.
Oh my God.
We lived behind Lincoln Center.
No, wait, I was doing Jeff.
Well, I heard rumors, but here we have it. Confirmation. Heart.
Thank you, stop partying me. No, I did Grease with him. When did you move to New York?
1995.
That was when he was doing Grease.
Yeah.
Oh, but I didn't know you then.
Yeah.
Did we know each other?
No, we didn't. But this is what my one Jeff Edgerton story that I could tell in mixed company. We went at one point he was doing Grease, and we went into the restaurant Jekyll and Hyde. And it just kind of open. We were like, what is this magical place? There was like a talking Zeus. And the talking Zeus said something like, welcome to Greece. Shama-lama-lama, ding-a-da-ding-da, or whatever. And Jeff went, who knows I'm here?
Was he joking?
I don't know. Sorry, Jeff. Heart.
Jeff is one who sings Old Red Hills of Home. That everyone uses at auditions for Parade.
The voice of an angel.
Yeah, he's an amazing voice. Okay, so wait, so you moved here. So he was on Broadway and you were sort of the loser that was like, hey.
Yep.
And then how did you...
Again, spot on me.
I know. And, hey. Did you have any day job?
The holidays rolled around, and I got a job as an elf at Macy's Santaland.
That's
love
Were you
it.
still 4'11"? Please God, no.
No, now I was a hefty 5'7". Yeah.
What was that like? How many knowing people?
It was actually really lovely. Have you ever read David Sedaris' Santaland Diaries?
I did. I read it years ago.
Treat yourself again. It is exactly that experience. He is not exaggerating at all. And it was really lovely. There are people who've been there for decades and who, they do it on the side just for fun. And this is before they changed it, before it got all plastic and computerized. It was really charming.
Did you to audition for it?
No, just go in and interview. And they basically need people to come before Thanksgiving and stay through after January 5th or something like that. And they say if you leave before January 5th, you are pink listed. And you can never be an elf at Macy's again. I got pink listed.
Why did you leave?
I left to go do the Who's Tommy in Offenbach, Germany.
More serverless?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I want to talk about that in 1 second. Let me ask
Okay.
something. As an elf, what's your actual job? Just saying this way, Sam.
There are many different jobs that an elf has, and you have to be proficient in all. You can be a greeter elf. You can be a tree elf, because I don't know if you know this, but in Macy's Santa Land there are many different Santa houses. I don't know whose life I'm ruining right now, but
I thought this one Santa. All right, go on.
I mean, these are people who
Broken
get-
heart, broken heart, broken heart.
Very fast. There's photo elf, absolutely, and then my favorite was cashier elf. By that point, the experience is over. No, but yes, it was really quite lovely.
Now, the Germany Tommy, was it? Did you start it or did you join?
No, I replaced Donnie Kerr as Pinball Lad 1. Did not have the notes.
What did you?
I don't know what I did, but it was not.
Was that happening? Like, did you have to miss?
I mixed it a little. Yeah, it was bad.
Because since I was a young boy, it has all those crazy. What's the highest one you have to do?
There's like a B and a C in there.
Sure, please me. So you're just like, oh, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Awesome.
my hair is amazing.
So Michael told me that they'd never done a musical there before, and the crew was just like people. He'd be like, "Do you want to be in the crew?" Like, all right.
Yeah.
And he said like there was a crew guy standing like in the wings, and someone like ran by him and kind of crashed. And they said to the crew guy like, "Oh, you can't stand there. There's like a crazy quick change that happens." Like, okay. So the next day the same thing happened, and he actually didn't know it was going to be the same show the next night. Yeah, he literally thought it's like. Every day like a fun new show happens. So he's like, oh, I thought I could stand here tonight because last night he's like, no, it's an 8-show week. So were they literally just like, we don't know what we're doing. What? Did they figure out by the time we got there?
It was really incredible, actually. That town was totally bombed out in World War II. It had been rebuilt. And this show came and totally reinvigorated their economy. And because all the restaurant people were so lovely to the cast, because we were just bringing in all of these people to
Well,
see the
so
show.
people would travel there to go see it. Is that it? Like, what was it near? Was it near
Frankfurt, near Frankfurt.
Frankfurt. I did a course on there at the Alta Oper. Wait, now when you were living, first of all, you speak German?
No, but they all speak English. My favorite English-German conundrum that happened is there's a song in the show, Tommy, called "I Believe My Own Eyes," and in German, the condiment mayonnaise is called mayonnaise. So at one point they're watching the show and there they are singing "I Believe Mayonnaise."
That is so weird. But the show makes no sense anyway, so they were like,
Correct.
he believes it.
It probably made more sense, to be honest.
100%.
And that's finally something I can hold on to. I also believe.
Did you get paid in Deutschmarks?
Yeah, I think so.
And what would you do? Like, once the show opened, you had all day free. What would you do in Germany? Like, what do you do? It's a tough one.
It's kind of a blur. We would travel around and take the train and go and see parts of Germany and head over to Amsterdam and just for a day. Yeah, but just, did the 8-show week. Just happened to be in Germany.
Yeah, because I did Germany too, but only like a week at a time. Not like I didn't live there. You actually like lived in a flat.
Yes.
And did you have any roommates?
I lived with my girlfriend at the time, Corey Wilesco. Do you know Corey?
I don't think so.
She was one of the replacements in the original Hedwig downtown.
As the backup singer?
Yeah.
Totally don't know her. All right, so hold on. So you come back to New York, and then what? You had your equity and your German equity card.
Correct. And then I went off on tour again with the West Side Story.
Right, that's when I knew you danced, because you were riff, right?
I was, with the most sickle flexed feet ever.
No!
Oh, it was bad. It was like,
That's a fanfic?
yeah. But it's all about the hands. All up here.
Well, you must have done something right at the audition. Like, how did you just distract
I
them?
wasn't bad. I wasn't bad. It was just, the feet were like that typical male biscuit.
Yeah. Any
It was
injuries?
amazing. No injuries.
And did you have an orchestra?
Oh yeah. No, it was like a really great tour. It was a great production.
Was that Natasha? Natasha, do we need her? How amazing was that?
Here's my favorite Natasha story.
Go.
We were in Boston, and the quintet was happening, and the Jets are gonna have the game, the Sharks are gonna, and then and the light comes up on the chair, and Anita is not sitting in the chair with her hand mirror, and all you hear, her mic comes up, and she says, "Oh my God, who are you?" She was in the dressing room, and of course we were all like laughing, and then we started to laugh, thinking later, like, what if that was her about to be murdered? Being held back, and oh my God, who are you? And we're like, oh, Natasha. She's fine. She does a lot of work in DC.
Exactly. Wait, did you ask her what she was referring to? Did you ever find out?
Yes, it was someone who,
Someone assessing her. Boy, that's amazing. But wait, what happened after that? Was it just like measures of silence?
Yep. two gangs in the dark like this.
Oh my God.
And then we rumbled.
No, I know. There's a death, and you.
With real switchblades, by the way. Real switchblades.
Oh,
They were
that's
dulled,
nice.
obviously, but they were real switchblades.
Why? Because they don't look real man unless they're.
Yeah, yeah.
Did anyone ever get swiped? Stabbed?
No. It's very safety oriented.
What would you do after you died? Would you come back as a bullet boy like Fontaine does in Les Mis?
You have that one thing in the ballet in the second act where you get carried out on people's shoulders and you reenact the stabbing.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And then what would you like? What would you?
I was
backstage?
best friends with Bernardo, Kevin Albert, and well,
Did you ever leave the theater?
we would find spots around all the theaters across the country to.
Smoke?
Yes.
Why? What am I leading? Drink?
No, that's right. No. I'm not allowed to talk about illicit drug use in the Chatterbox.
No, dear, not in front of poor Jonah. He's an angel. Why are you crying? Cut. Okay, so
These were a young man's decisions, you understand.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
okay.
a fool in 1996.
Okay, so you moved back to New York, and then what?
Bits and bobs here and there, and then the next kind of crazy thing that I did was the fabulous Footloose tour in 1999.
Fabulous according to what standard?
If you like a very particular shade of green next to a very particular shade of purple, this was the show for you.
That poster. Wow.
Yeah.
So who
And
you-
the set was that color. Yeah.
I just remember when Paul Casher told me they were rehearsing the basketball number, and someone was like, "Whoa, I get to play basketball on Broadway." Paul's like, "This is specifically why I went to Broadway." He was like, "Never play basketball again." What was it like?
Lovely.
You have to think that long.
Yeah.
What part were you?
I was Willard, the guy
Oh.
who couldn't dance, which is more
Tom
appropriate.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. Yes.
More Broadway. That's a really fun role.
It was fun.
But it's a really young cast, so how much immaturity was there going on?
That's it. That was it.
Was it like on stage immaturity or backstage immaturity?
Everywhere you turned. There was a lot of young people, very, very sweet young people, off on tour for the first time. And then the older generation were bitter that they were, perhaps bitter that they were on tour with Footloose. So
Yeah,
everyone
because-
behaved the same way.
Sounds really great.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you came back to New York, and what? Dauphin? No, not yet.
No, then it was I really went from one to the other. The ill-fated Jesus Christ Superstar revival of 2000.
Oh, where Mono fell into the pit.
That's the one.
Were you there for that?
I sure was.
Manuel Feliciano was the understudy as Judas, and while he was doing Heaven on Their Minds, he fell in the pit. But P.S. kept singing as he climbed out of the pit.
Yes, he did.
And he
broke
played-
his hand.
Yeah, and he played the recording. He actually sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was injured? Oh, the music coming from out there?
I don't know.
No, there's either knocking or music. Were you there? Did you watch him fall? Or did you push him?
I coaxed him. I was actually in the pit.
Like this?
Yeah.
Like a siren?
No, Heaven on Their Minds is a solo number, so we had already writhed off stage. And then I writhed down to my dressing room, and then we heard. Yeah.
And were you like, see my eyes, I can hardly see? Like,
Yep.
which one were you?
One of those.
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
How long did that shite last?
I left to replace Plotkin in Footloose. So
On
I was only
Broadway?
there- yeah, I only was there for a few months.
But only ran for a few months.
It did.
So you left like the week before it ended.
Yeah.
So that was your Broadway debut with Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yeah.
What did it feel like? Oh my God, I'm on Broadway? Or were you like,
Oh
I'm
my
in
god, yeah, it was incredible. I was so excited. And the rehearsals were fantastic. We thought it was going to be so good. It really did. It was so great. And backstage was wonderful. It was a great group of people. And I was in the ensemble, but I wasn't, you probably have told you this before, I wasn't even an apostle. I was a disciple, which means that I didn't get invited to the Last Supper.
You need to do the trials and tribulations.
I was riding downstairs in my Gap gear.
Why, were those the costumes?
Yeah.
Basically this?
Yeah.
Wait,
With
did
more
you-
yellow tank tops.
Oh, that's where the guns came from. But did you at least understudy an apostle?
Nope, couldn't get arrested.
Why did they cast you? Based on what?
That's what I'm still asking myself to this day.
Did you dance in it?
A little bit. Quote unquote.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, so then Footloose on Broadway, and then
Yes.
what?
And by the way, Footloose on Broadway, I got in, and the first Sunday, they got their notice. So I was there for 3 weeks.
Oh,
It
that's
was cool. It
terrible.
was alright.
It's all good. Hey, that's not. But you would let Jesus. You're like, oh, let's go back to Jesus Christ closing notice.
Yes,
This is
exactly.
literally-
Exactly.
Wait, so what did you get? A waitering job at Jekyll and Hyde?
No, I bartended
Like when they
at
bring it
Vintage
back.
Bar and Grill, which is now gone.
You know anything about bartending?
No. No.
What did you? When someone was like, "Give me a Roth Roy," were you just like Diet Coke?
Yeah. There's a little book, a little book behind that. I was terrible. Yeah, it was basically like a martini bar. You'd make like apple martinis and Cosmos and crack open a beer.
Was it weird to go from Broadway to bartending? Where you're like, wah.
You gotta make money.
So it was all good.
Yeah.
No, because some people are like, you think once you get into Broadway, like you're always into it forever. But
That's
you
not what's
weren't.
working out that way.
No dear. But when you're young, you don't know that. So you weren't devastated. You weren't devastated. It's wicked. You weren't devastated by having to go to bartend.
No. It was great, and it was our neighborhood bar, and actually the manager was a really, really great guy, and that's where all my friends would come. So it's kind of like a party.
Speaking of devastated, what's been your biggest like, oh my God, I almost got this role, I can't believe I didn't get it part?
I came close to Judy Run Scoundrels.
You would have been hilarious. A little young.
I was young. And it was actually a fascinating moment, like being there. It was me and Norbert and Telsey's old office, and Wicked was like, it was like opening night of Wicked or something. And I was so like hyped and like prepared, and Norbert kind of came in, and he was like, opening night, and they're like, are you ready? He's like, yeah. I was like, ooh, he's not in the zone. Just when it's right, and he's like, time had come.
That's crazy. He was literally starting Wicked doing opening night and still was able to go and like nail.
And he nailed it.
And you're like, no. You're so warmed up.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was so when
I was too young for it. And I wasn't very good in my auditions, so.
Well, you're not.
I don't think so.
Looking
I
back.
wanted it too bad.
Really, I hate that for you. Why can't you want something too bad?
It's okay to want something, but I think if you want it too bad, it just throws off your perspective on things. The best auditions I've had are for things that I didn't even want.
I haven't heard that. And what's been your most annoying commercial audition? Because those are the weirdest.
This is it's one of the most amazing things that's ever happened in my life, and it says everything you need to know about the business and the commercial business. I did that eBay commercial, and it had like a moment in the commercial world where everyone knew that commercial, and so there was a Raisin Bran Crunch campaign starting. Do you remember the kid who was sitting there eating Raisin Bran, and it's so crunchy he can't hear the people talking to him, and his boss is firing him, and he's just nodding and smiling and crunching. And the breakdown said, looking for a Christian Borle type. And I went in and I was like, hello! And all I had to do was eat cereal. That's it. All you had to do for the audition was sit there, spoonful of cereal, and look at the camera. I didn't get it.
Did you
To be fair, I was bad.
Were you bad?
Yeah, I was bad.
I wanted it too bad. Specifically the cereal you wanted. Wait,
They let you keep the bowl.
really?
No.
Oh. Who did get it? Norbert?
No, a person.
Oh my god, that's...
You look nothing like me.
It does totally, that's why I hate the business.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you had 2 flopperoonies, then bartending, then what?
Then it was standing by at Amour, that lovely musical.
I know. I'm doing a show right now with Malcolm. I loved Amour.
I did too.
Oh, such a...
I love Malcolm too. Will you tell him I said hello?
I will.
He was very nice to me.
We're doing a show called Steve at the New Group. But let me ask you something. That also didn't run a long time. Did you ever get to go on?
I went on once.
How come?
One Sunday in previews, because it was, what Malcolm had to do was crazy. It was, the whole show was him. And we were in previews and they were making a lot of changes and it's just exhausting.
Oh,
And he
such
wanted
an
to take a
amazing
break
show.
the week before opening and he was very gracious. And he left me a very sweet bottle of champagne and a note. And basically said, when I used to drink, this is what I used to love to drink. And then he's like, break a leg. It was great. It was so nice.
What was it like playing the lead in that?
It was exciting. It was really, really thrilling. And I think I did okay. Like, I pretty much got it all. And I had like a weird calm that came over me. Because it started with like in the trap with an umbrella. And you'd come out singing a cappella.
Oh god,
And
that's so scary.
It was very scary. And my costumes were like a little big because it happened at the last minute. And so...
What's your trick for learning, for people that are watching that want to be understudied? It's like, what's your trick for like nailing it? Like, did you run lines all the time? Did you lip sync along with him? Like, what would you do?
Yeah, I would tape the show, and I would, sing along with the show, and then go home and drill it. And it was a pretty fast study, so I knew it.
You got a put in rehearsal?
A very brief one, yeah.
Not the whole show.
No. Yeah.
Oh god.
It was fun. It was really great. It was a great cast. I love that show. That music is so good.
It's such beautiful music. It's Melissa Erica sounds so amazing on it.
And she was very sweet
Other
to me
people's
too.
stories. Oh, it was Norm was amazing. Okay, I remember that's when I kind of first heard about you because right after that's when you got the Bill Finn show, right? That's what I feel.
That sounds right.
'Cause I remember reading like, oh my god, he was in Amour. So Bill Finn's with the Elegies was
Yes.
called, right?
God, I couldn't believe my luck.
How did you get it? What was your audition? What was so good about your audition that you got it?
It actually was the first time. Excuse me, I just spit on you.
Hard.
That something happened kind of surreptitiously and nicely because I met Bill through Deb Abramson when they were doing a class together, and I sang a song for her that he co-wrote, and so I just got to know him that way, which I couldn't believe I was sitting next to him doing this song. And then I did another song that they wrote, and it just kind of, then Elegies happened, and they...
Just axed you?
I believe they did.
You didn't have to audition?
I don't think I did.
Holy cannoli. So what was it like? I mean, that was an amazing cast. First of all, it was Betty Buckley, Michael Rupert, right?
Yes.
What the hell was that like? With
It's
these big stars, and you're like,
incredible.
hey, I did these guys.
It didn't feel real. It didn't feel real because it was in that sweet small space at Lincoln Center, and it had like this quality, the way that Graciela Danielle directed it, and she was so amazing. The whole thing had like we're just getting together and doing a couple of songs, which is how the whole evening felt.
Yeah, so it didn't feel pressurized?
No, and I, played the young, idiot, naive person in the cast, and so that particular quality worked.
You actually had it.
Yeah.
Well, are you starstruck by anybody? Or have you been starstruck by anybody?
I was starstruck by Rupert.
Michael
There's no doubt
Rupert?
about it, yeah. 'Cause I
Why,
grew
for
up-
falsettos?
Yeah. That was like the score that in college I would always, Thursday morning at 10:30 when you get together with all the different classes and sing, it was always, what more can I say? And people would go,
Oh,
here he goes again.
And then, when that revival was about to happen, did you go in for it?
I did not go in for it.
Why is that?
Uh,
Oh, you can't get out of your con. It would be this spring, right?
yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
try to go in for it?
The lovely thing that's happened in this business is that now I just know those people. I know Jordan Roth is,
So you mean, so if you're right, he'll just ask you, mean? You also have to push for yourself, man.
Well, I do. I wrote an email.
In my day, we sent champagne. Alright, so... okay, so then I was playing the Pit, and you took over in Third Modern Millie.
That's right.
I remember. Now, how scary was it to hit those A flats? The way you make me fall.
Well, that is where I developed a stronger mix. That show actually is the show that taught me how to sing in a different way.
Really?
Yeah, it was the first time that I was like, oh, okay, that sounds more like what I would like it to sound like.
How did you figure it out? You just kept experimenting, or was the teacher
Yeah,
like...
it was just doing it. It's the longest I've ever done a show. I think I did it for almost a year.
You did it kind of the end of Sutton and then into Susan Egan, right?
No, Sutton was there for a good chunk.
I remember.
Yeah, and then, but it was probably 9-10 months. But just doing that 8 times a week, I'd never had that experience
That was
before.
your first long run on Broadway.
Yeah,
so
that's
what
right.
was it? How did you not get bored?
Because it was really fun.
It was.
Yeah, it was great. Couldn't believe it. Seth and I were together at the time, so we were doing the show together. It was surreal.
Oh, because you
Lovely.
talked her into doing chess, because we did the chess concert, the actress fund, and she was like, watch chess! And you were like, sit down! And you like, set the whole score for her.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah. That was good. That was a good concert.
It was a good
Groban.
concert.
What, is Groban coming to Broadway?
You know what, he doesn't want to do a revival. And it's, that means he's got to do like readings. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
very hard to do a new show. But now, yeah, Josh Groban, we did the chess concert with Josh Groban. And
Nicest guy.
Pascal.
So nice.
He was super nice, and he was like 21 at the time.
Yeah.
And Norman Lewis was in it, Julie Murney. Oh, so amazing.
His anthem, Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. Okay, continue. So wait, so your first big, I guess, your Turner nomination you actually won was Peter Sarkach. You never was Turner nominated before that, right?
I was actually nominated for Legally
Legally
Blonde.
Blonde. Wait, I have to ask about your amazing line reading when you walked into her dorm room for the first time. Was there a pause in it, or did you add that yourself?
Well, I don't remember it.
It was literally just like, hello, kitty. And he used to go like, hello, kitty. I was obsessed with it. It was so funny, because first it was hello, what a weird looking room, and then you're like, wait, it's actually one phrase, kitty. And the T was pronounced.
I
It's
do
always your
like
signature.
to draw things out.
And you do it with T's.
I went on vacation last week, and I came back to Something Rotten this week, and I can feel everybody like, oh right, he likes to pause.
We were getting out of here at 10:35.
I can feel it. I can smell that. It's happening all around me. Oh,
Wait, so do you remember that line? It's my favorite line.
Now I do. Yes. Yes.
So was it your bit? Was it written Hello Kitty, and you added
It
the-
was.
It was. Oh, and you added the delicious pause in the middle. Okay, I applaud that.
Give it a spin.
So wait, you got. So what did it feel like to get nominated? First of all, did you watch the nominations in New York one that morning?
Yes, of course.
And
Yes.
what did it feel like when you got nominated?
It was amazing. It was incredible. Obviously.
Who did you call first?
My mom and my dad.
Aww.
It
And,
was incredible.
and what's it like being a guy being nominated? You don't have like badge and Mishka, whatever, dressing you, right? Don't you just kind of wear a suit off the rack?
Yeah, I think for that one I bought some tux that, looking back, like I didn't even like get it tailored or anything. It was a very strange time. We know better now.
You weren't even wearing Spanx in those days, right? You thought like no one's gonna notice this bulge.
That's right.
Wait, did you have a chance of winning? I don't remember that. year.
No.
So
not
you
a
knew like
chance.
who did win?
John Gallagher Jr.
Spring Awakening.
Correct.
Okay, so then Peter the Starcatcher.
Mhm.
So that you definitely. Where's everyone like you're gonna win, and you're like shut up. That's the worst when everyone's bothering you.
Oh, it's the worst.
You know you're gonna win.
It's
You're
terrible.
gonna win.
Yeah, it was torture. No, it was.
No, it is annoying because then there's all this pressure. It's like then when you don't win, you're like, ugh,
Well, it's gonna be one thing or another. That was the kind of like mindset that I had going
am I
in.
either gonna win or not?
Yeah, but like you know, these things they do kind of like you can feel the narrative happening around it, and part of that is it's not just that you're the best because it's not that at all. It's that you're in a league of amazing people. You're all good. But then, like, there's something happened with, like, Peter and the Starcatcher. You could feel that they wanted to reward it because everyone loved it. But then you could feel it's probably not going to get play, and it's probably not going to... So then you start to think,
Gotta
like,
give it
well, but
something.
that might be the thing that they... So there was a little bit of that kind of, like, coalescing, do you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I felt like I needed to be prepared.
Did you win Drama Desk and Art of Critics?
No.
Was that because was it like off Broadway, or
Possibly,
because it's
yeah.
like 2 different years? Wait,
Yeah.
so what? And then so when they actually called your name,
Yeah.
what was your? I don't remember your speech. Was it just like I want to thank my agent and my manager?
Yeah, that was it, and then out.
And then I'm out.
Yeah.
Did you have an amazing word of wisdom?
I think I did. I think I wanted it to be like concise and in and out, not too many jokes, and then take off.
Well, speaking of jokes, in that show, what did it say when your hand got chopped off? It's because he was Captain Hook. It's like, was it just like he rides in pain, or like how did you come up with all those amazing beats?
It was just oh my god in the script.
That's what all it said was. Oh my god!
Yeah.
And then talk about adding time to the show. 10 minutes.
Well, really, it did absolutely start as just wanting to make all of my castmates laugh because we all loved each other and we all wanted to, the whole show was spent on some level, hopefully on a professional level, trying to get each other. And that just, forgive me if you've heard this story before because I don't get tired of talking about myself. But Greg Hildreth, who's in the show, who's one of the funniest people on the face of the earth. We were laughing about, I was telling him a story of a kid that I went to that was in my neighborhood named Alex Hershey. We were riding dirt bikes together, and at one point he hit a curb and flipped over a bush and disappeared from sight. And I was standing there, and I didn't know if he was hurt or not, and he popped, we were about a mile away from his home down a dirt road, and he popped up from behind the bush and just went, "Oh my God, oh 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 my God," and ran all the way home. Just, "Oh my God, oh my God," left his bike, and I was just like, I'll never forget like that extraordinary pain that he was in. And so I was telling Tech, I think, I was telling Greg that story. And so that night I was like, am I gonna do it? I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And so I just did like that for as long as people laughed. Yeah. And then it just turned into the ridiculous thing that made people miss their trains at the end of the show.
Was there also like crazy silent scream?
I started experimenting with that.
I remember silent scream. It was so prolonged.
It was weird. It was really fun and exciting. I at one point got it to I could conduct the audience a little bit, and I was kind of literally like, and then. And they would go a little bit, face, hands. They were going at my command. I've never done more powerful.
Oh, it's so fascinating.
It was crazy.
And what would you? I was just talking to Charles Bush about this because he was saying he had this really horrible audience, and he was pushing, and then Zoe Caldwell was like, "You must never push."
Mm-hmm.
And he now is like, now when an audience is quiet, it's like I get more real. So what would you do when the audience is just like?
Yeah, no, I would cross the line.
Would you push?
No, it goes through many phases. The first is, oh, I've lost them. Well, maybe they'll like this little bag of tricks, and then that didn't work either. And so you try a couple stabs, and then you cut your losses.
And would the cast love it when you were bombing?
Of course. Sweet Rick Holmes behind me, like tied up in a gag, just like.
Matthew Broderick said that he's like my favorite thing is when somebody really tries for a laugh and doesn't get it. He's obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you got the Tony Award, and then it's like, what do you go through after that? Do you go like, oh my God, I achieved everything I wanted to achieve? Like, what's the feeling?
I mean, it is kind of that. And then the crazy thing is that's right when Smash started happening. So like I'm sorry.
She was understanding.
I got that a lot. And so it segued into something like a totally different, crazy like adventure. So there was no time to almost no time to think about that.
Smash was it was weird.
Very good on Smash.
Oh, thank you.
We had great chemistry.
We did have good chemistry.
Yeah,
it was nice. That was the one scene I got to do was with Christian and. By the way, literally kept saying cat. I was like, I don't know what cat. I didn't realize like Captain McPhee's nickname is Cat. Oh, so annoying. But anyway, I had it with Christian and Cat. But what was crazy for me about that show is that I mean, no joke, had 3 lines, and we probably did the take like 10 times. Like, would they really do every 3 lines 10 takes, or was it because that was terrible?
No, you were very good. It was just, it was
It was
crazy.
filmed or something?
There was a lot of extras that day because it was a big, crazy scene. So any number of things could have happened with noise or.
So it wasn't normally a million takes.
No, but I mean it's a lot. I mean you do it a lot.
I thought a lot of TV shows are just like we film this scene. Like when I did Law and Order, it was like my close up, their close up, we're out.
Yeah, but that's like they have had years to kind of get their rhythm down.
So Smash was still like, we're trying to figure out our vibe, and we're canceled. Oh,
Yes.
That's
Our vibe. Wonderful.
Now we know our vibe, no longer on. It's all good. So what was your favorite part about doing Smash?
It was a great group of people, and the crew was amazing. One of my best friends is the A cameraman, who taught me a lot about TV stuff.
Like what?
Just
Stop bugging?
the Oh, it's supposed to be smaller. Why is everyone whispering? There's a great picture I'll show you. Someone took a screen capture of the monitor was paused. I was in a scene with Josh Bergasse, Jack Davenport, who played the British director, and I was playing the ever flamboyant Tom Levitt, and we're sitting behind a table watching one of the ladies do their thing, and the screenshot is Josh Bergasse is like this, and Jack Davenport is like this, and I'm like this. Anytime I need a little bit humbling. My friend Joe texted that. But I watched it in situ, and it's actually, what it is it's me going like this. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Oh, but it's amazing
I got one moment. So good.
Play to the back camera. But if it's the back camera, okay, all right, so let's talk about something rotten. Your recent triumph, which you're in really tonight. Did you do all the workshops and readings?
I only did the last, what they're now calling a lab.
Oh, that tricks your name. Okay, yeah. That's a new thing. Where yeah.
It's bad. It's actually really bad. We need to kill the lab
Well,
and get back to the workshop.
We got to talk to what? Kate Schindel, no?
Yeah, that's right. It's really.
What do you think is
criminal?
Tell Heart. What's bad about the lab?
Well,
I've never done one.
What used to be is they were called. You'd have these 4-week developmental workshops where if you participated, and a lot of people are doing double duty with it. You show up and you basically have a full rehearsal, and then you end up doing many different performances. A lot of times with a full like mocked up set, props, microphones. Like a 5-piece band, and you end up doing it for producers and people in the industry to kind of gauge their interest. And what used to happen is you would do it for 4 weeks and they wouldn't pay you very much, but then collectively the cast would all split a point of the profits that the show eventually got put on. So this happened with Legally Blonde. This happened with like Book of Mormon. The people who did the Book of Mormon workshop are just really, it's an incredible boon for those sweet people. And what happens, you offer your time and your talent to develop these things, and they develop it on you. So, like in Something Rotten, there are lines that will forever be in the show that a lot of us kind of improvised, and they were like, oh, well, that's good. You know what I mean? And so, but what they've done now is they're calling it a lab, which means they pay you a little more per week, but then no point is split. And they feel like that's compensation because so few shows from workshops actually become a thing. So we want to make sure that everyone gets their due. So we'll pay you a little more up front. But
why can't it be both? Why can't you get more up front and then the show gets
I mean, that's really the best case scenario. That's great. But there is no incentive for them to pick the workshop because the lab exists. And I don't blame the producers. If you have a choice between doing a lab and doing a workshop, why would you ever do a workshop? Why would you give up a point if you have that other option?
Because it literally is the same thing. It
is literally, there are no rules distinguishing. There's nothing you can do in a workshop that you can't do with the other. So it's all just financial semantics.
So Something Rotten had the lab.
We had the lab.
And now the show does regional productions and blah, blah, blah. It's thanks for the lab.
But anyway, did the lab. And happily loved doing the lab. It was really fun. And then we were going to go out of town to Seattle. And Kevin McCollum just pulled the trigger and we came right in.
And were you prepared to leave town and go to Seattle?
No.
You're not going to go?
I don't know that. I think a lot of people were like, I don't know if I can go to Seattle. And I think that's one of the reasons that he just grabbed everyone that he had.
It must be weird to be like, oh, let's see the show works, but with a different cast, and then bring. So then suddenly you were on Broadway. So then, first of all, who came up with the amazing rap section while tap dancing? Really? So that wasn't in the script? That was like Casey, what if?
Yep. He did a lot of he had a lot of friends who helped him. He's got this amazing space on 10th Avenue, like his own studio. And he'll gather a bunch of friends and workshop stuff and
come up with shit?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I know Brian Darcy James told me that he practices that tap dance every night. He's
Yes.
in a panic. What about you?
Every night in the wings.
You practice it also? It's been running for months, and you have a Tony Award. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Is it more just out of jinx? Like if I don't practice something?
Yes. It's one of those theater things. They're like, this is just where I go now, and then you pass, and then I stand here.
I remember in Millie, Ann Nathan would always get her box backstage and go over her tap break.
That's right.
You're basing it on her. Okay, so what's the most fun part about doing Something Rotten every night that you're like, oh, I can't wait to...
Well, Willpower is really fun because they're forced to like me. All those people that I know deep in their hearts don't.
A lot of people don't.
I know. I read the internet.
Oh yeah.
But that's really fun. And all the Toby Belch fat suit stuff is really hilarious. And what's so sweet, Brian Darcy James is one of the most incredible human beings. I've ever met. He's so gracious and he's so...
He only got angry once in 1993.
That's right, that was it. But he's also a very real person, he's not a Pollyanna. But he has so much work to do in this show. I'm the jerk who sits for 45 minutes reading, and then I'll, walk down and do willpower, and I get to be just lazy on stage and drunk. Not actually, but... and Brian is working so hard that what happens is, every time someone comes on stage to be with Brian, he's like, what are you going to do? And how are you going to entertain me? Because I'm working so hard. And so Brooks, he doesn't actually say that, he says it with those beautiful eyes. And then, Brooks will come out and give him a little something, and then there's times with like Toby Belch that it's the sweetest thing is to see Brian's face like, oh, we're playing.
So nice. Who came up with like literally one of the most amazing moments in the world? Because I always talk about like for me, when I was saying with my friends, like comedy to me is like if I'm surprised, like that's the best kind of comedy where like I can't predict it coming. And I was so shocked and I was obsessed with when you really touch his shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess describe the moment / spoiler alert. But basically, like this writer hopes to be comforted and praised by Shakespeare, and Shakespeare's like, I read your work, and like puts his arm on his shoulder. It's like, oh my God, he's being so kind to this young man, but he's actually putting his arm on his shoulder just for leverage. So Christian wants to be able to check the back of his shoe. It's so fucking hilarious. It's the rudest. It's literally, I'm using it as a prop, literally for balancing. Wait, so it's almost, and it's so slow because you're like, oh my God, it's the longest comfort, and then it's just lippy. Wait, so go. Who thought of it? It's brilliant.
I did.
And how did you go? Did you just
Well,
it
started off, we were doing that scene for the first time, and it was the end of the day, and everyone was really cranky. And the first version, when I was beta testing this joke, the first version was, I walked up to him, and I went like this, and I checked the tag, and I was like, woof, and like this is what you're wearing, and nobody understood what that was. And still, it's the most esoteric joke in the show. It doesn't always get a laugh, but it's just like, it is what it is.
It's almost a more appreciated of the brilliance. It doesn't necessarily make me laugh, but it's like, it's so amazing. So your theory was, I want to do something that looks comforting, it's actually not. So then that's when it works, you're like, let me try this.
Yeah, it's not even comfort, it's like that moment where you go like, he says, I read your sonnet, and you want him to say like, amazing.
Right.
And so and then it pleases me that you like it so much.
It's so smart. I so did not see it coming.
They're good.
And now, so you're staying in the show. And first of all, did you do the Smash concert? Or as we also call it, the day after the Tony Awards concert?
Yes.
What the hell? We literally had a win a Tony. I mean, not that it's that hard, but still a win a Tony Award and then do an enormous concert the next night.
It was incredible.
And what was it like to have all those fans? And
it was amazing. And the concert went really, really well.
Right,
the songs are amazing. Those two are amazing. I cannot say it enough.
Scott and Mark?
But also Kat
and Megan, yeah.
Who are so loving to each other. And they worked so hard. Do you know what they had to do that night? Like song after song after number after number.
Live.
Yeah. They were amazing. It was so special. It was great to see everyone. I love everyone. And I think they were kind of looking at that to see if it would work as a musical. And I think, the rumbling is that they're trying
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And I guess my final thing, so two things I want to say. So first of all, so any revivals you have your eye on? Like, I'd love for them to revive blah, 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 so I could do it.
I mean, I really wanted falsettos. That's nice.
Marvin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And what about anything while you're still dancing, kind of like song and dance, like My One and Only or something?
Seth and I kind of talked about maybe doing Me and My Girl at one point.
Yes.
Do it.
That's a great show.
Do it.
You'd be hilarious in that.
One would hope. I would try to be. But it'd be fun for us to find something to do together. That's one of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your biggest onstage mishap you can tell us about? Either you or one that you witnessed.
God, I want to have something at my fingertips, and I don't have one.
The most amazing. And when did this start happening? Because when I knew you were 4'11" with a retainer. So when did the crazy biceps begin? The whole bodge. I think it was during Sweeney Todd when I first started, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, it was actually, the impetus behind it was doing TV work, you don't get any exercise. Like on stage, you do 8 shows a week, and like Peter and the Starcatcher, if you look at any photograph, I am drenched in sweat. And then TV, not only do you sit in like a director's chair all day long, and then they feed you, and then there's like a snack table. And so it was that, I was like rounding 40, and I was like, I really have to start getting some exercise. And so I went to the closest gym to me. And
But I also exercise, so what's my... I also go to the gym. Like, my body doesn't literally change. It's literally Adonis. Okay, so Is it weird to be like, I'm crazily fit now? Are you
That's
Ramin
good.
Karamlu? Are you one of those people Ramin style where you go like 1,000 hours a day and like eat like only no carbs?
No, I mean, my diet has changed, but it's not like crazy. I still want to be able to like eat and drink and enjoy my life. It's not that.
Do you eat after the show? You're like,
Yeah, I do.
you do? And what do you eat?
Anything. I have cut down on bread and sugar and all that stuff.
Okay, so you're not Kristen, where Kristen's always like, I'm dying for a Snickers bar. And I'm like, you haven't eaten one in 30 years. You know what I'm saying? There's like models that are like, I always eat ice cream. I'm like, no, you don't. Okay, so you actually do eat normally?
Yeah.
Okay, I challenge you to a meal. All right, I guess in conclusion, heart, he has to go to his show. So go see something rotten. He's crazy talented.
Please do.
Bye.
Thank you.